Today's show brought to you by redcon1.com. That's right. Click the link at the bottom of the podcast app in which you are listening to this on. Check them out. Use promo code T20Quartermiss. That's right. redcon1.com.
There's nothing special about being American. None of you can define for me what an American is.
I am the nation. I was born on July 4th, 1776, and the Declaration of Independence is my birth certificate. The bloodlines of the world run in my veins because I offered freedom to the oppressed. I am many things and many people. I am the nation. I am 200 million living souls and the ghost of millions who have lived and died for me. I am Nathan Hale and Paul Revere. I stood at Lexington and fired the shot heard round the world. I'm Washington, Jefferson, Patrick Henry. I'm John Paul Jones, the Green Mountain Boys, Davy Crockett. Lee.
Coming to you from the DTOM Studios in the free state of Florida, sponsored by Maker's Mark Bourbon, this is Don't Tread on Merica. I swear to fucking God, guys, I'm sorry to be coming in so goddamn hot. This motherfucking computer of mine. Jesus fucking Christ. Give me a fucking second. God fucking damn it. Alright, guys. This take two. We're doing it live. Fuck it. God damn it. I started a motherfucking show, and then my computer wanted to take a big fucking shit. I was this close to just saying, fuck it for today. God damn it. 30 goddamn minutes. Anyway, guys, welcome to the show. It's going to be a fiery one. It's something I've been thinking about lately. And I'm sorry I'm yelling, but I'm a little pissed off right now. Those that know me know how I can be. And I'm sorry, but it is what it is. Anyway, guys, I got a good show for you today. Please make sure you check out the show on social media. Don't Tread on America on Facebook, Instagram, True Social, and the Ticker Talker. And, of course, if you need to talk to me personally, you can email me at donq@DontTreadonMerica.com. And, of course, the website is DontTreadonMerica.com. And you can hit me up from all those social media. I've been answering stuff. I've posted some stuff on social media. I got a lot of people blowing me up right now. That's what I'm doing. It's a one-man show here, guys. I am the talent, the producer, the director, the video director. Anyway, it gets kind of stressful when you're doing this show and you're trying to grow the show on a solo mission. All right, guys. Speaking of missions, we're going to talk about Benghazi, the hunt for bin Laden, and the actual title of the show is going to be called The Triangle of Treachery, unraveling the conspiracy of bin Laden, Extortion 17, and Benghazi. So, a couple of things real quick, guys. Make sure whatever podcast app you're listening to this on, you're following the show, you're sharing this with your friends. Saw a decent bump from the last show. If you missed it because it was shadow banned like I said it was going to be, I encourage you to please go listen to that show. It was on the Schofield Bible. I think I hit more things of truth in that particular. I feel like that was one of my best episodes, in all honesty. And I've done 30, 40 episodes, and I feel like that one really hit the nail on the head. And like I said during that show, it was going to be shadow banned. It was. I actually paid some money to put the show outside of the regular channels, just to promote the show and maybe pick up some new listeners. like I said, if you're finding this particular episode and you didn't listen to the last one, please go back and listen to it. It's about an hour long. It's not crazy long. None of my shows are too long. I try to keep it around an hour or so. So please do that and make sure you share this with your friends. Please. Now we're going to get into the mix like we do about every day. That's right. I'm going to crank up a little bit of some damn Yankees. Don't Tread on America version, courtesy of one Ted Theodore Nugent. Guys, I encourage you to sing along. Crank it up. Rip the knob off. I'm going to give you a little volume on this one. You got to excuse me, I just popped an Alp. I got a glass of an apple old-fashioned here. Mainly because I just had a little bit of Applejack left. Anyway, guys, check it out. Ride it to the course. I'll be here with you in just a minute. Hang tight. All right. All right, guys, you know the words. Sing along. Come on. Merica, don't you tread on Merica. Come on, sing it. Merica. All right, guys, welcome, truth seekers, to Don't Tread on Merica, and another deep dive into the shadows of history and power. Of course, I am your host, Don Q, and today we're tackling a sprawling conspiracy that's been buzzing on platforms like Twitter. A narrative that connects the dots between the killing of Osama bin Laden, the tragic downing of Extortion 17, and the chaotic Benghazi attack. This is the triangle of treachery, as one Twitter user Benetta Elliott, I'm sorry if I pronounced it wrong, calls it. And it's a story that's equal parts shocking, speculative, and steeped in questions about who really holds the reins of global power. Our journey today is inspired by a post from Ms. Bennett on March 9th of 2025, where Elliot lays out a theory involving SEAL Team 6, Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, and a deep state agenda. But we're going to take it a little bit further. We'll explore why the date of September 11th keeps popping up in these events, and in history as a day of alleged mass sacrifice. Who's behind it? And to whom are these sacrifices intended? So buckle up, because this is going to be a wild ride. We're going to take this for about 10 hours. No, we're going to ride for about an hour. So, like I said, we're going to unravel, we're going to do some questioning, and we're going to reflect on the events that happened back in the day. So guys, I encourage you to just hang tight. We're going to ride out the rest of this song. I'm going to drink some more whiskey. I'm going to answer another message here, and we'll be back here in just a second. So please, enjoy. Good. All right, guys. So we're going to start out talking about the Osama bin Laden raid. This is the spark of the conspiracy. So let's jump into the Wayback Machine with Mr. Peabody and rewind back to May 2nd, 2011. SEAL Team 6 storms a compound in Abbottabad, Pakistan, and the world celebrates the death of Osama bin Laden, the the mastermind behind 9/11. Or did they? The official story says bin Laden was killed, his body identified by DNA and buried at sea within 24 hours to respect Islamic customs. But Bonita Elliott's post, citing whistleblower Nick No, throws a grenade into that narrative. No claims bin Laden was a CIA asset, kept alive in Iran as a quote-unquote boogeyman to justify wars on Iraq, Afghanistan, Syria, and Libya. The raid, he says, killed bin Laden's son, and the SEALs were silenced to cover it up. This theory leans on Seymour Hersh's 2015 reporting, which questioned the raid's details and alleges Iran and Russia helped bin Laden escape. The burial at sea? A convenient lie to hide the truth. But let's pause. Official records, including Al-Qaeda's own statements, confirm bin Laden's death. So why does this conspiracy persist? Maybe it's the lack of photos or a rapid burial fueling doubt. Now, here's where the September 11th creeps in. The raid's timing. Months after the 9/11 anniversary ties it to the date's legacy. Elliott suggests this is a political stunt for Obama's re-election. But let's zoom out. September 11 has a dark history beyond 2001. In 1683, the year I was born, actually, the Battle of Vienna ended Ottoman's advances on that date. Alendi was ousted. Could this be coincidence? Or is there just a pattern of mass sacrifice, lives lost to shift power? Some theorists, like those on Twitter, argue it's a ritualistic date with sacrifice intended for unseen powers, governments, elites, or even occult forces. But we'll circle back to that. For now, the bin Laden raid sets the stage. SEAL Team 6 becomes heroes, but also targets. So next we'll cover the Extortion 17, where those heroes met a mysterious end. But we're going to jump to our first commercial here real quick, guys, so hold on a second here. Alright guys, unlock your online freedom with DTOM. Tired of online restrictions, risky Wi-Fi, or trackers following your every click? With NordVPN, you're in control. Get military-grade encryption, blazing fast speeds, and access to over 6,300 servers in 111 countries. Stream your favorite shows, game securely, or browse worry-free on up to 6 devices with one account. Plus, NordVPN's Threat Protection Pro blocks ads, trackers, and malware for a smoother, safer experience. And right now, guys, you can save up to 74% on a 2-year plan. Plus, get an extra 4 months free with promo code DTOM at NordVPN.com. That's as low as $2.99 a month. Try it risk-free for 30 days with a money-back guarantee. Don't wait. Secure your internet today with NordVPN. Visit NordVPN.com. Use promo code DTOM to unlock the deal. Actually, I'm dragging my feet on that myself. I need to upload my NordVPN because I feel like that might be my problem with my computer because it's pissing me off. I literally use this computer for 2 things. My increasing porn addiction and the show. No, I'm joking. Primarily, it's show related. This is all I use. The only other thing I do on this computer is pay my electric bill. It's crazy. Alright guys, welcome back. We're going to talk about Extortion 17, the silent slaughter. On August 6, 2011, 3 months after the bin Laden raid, tragedy struck in Afghanistan's Tongi Valley. A Chinook helicopter call sign Extortion 17, carrying 30 U.S. troops, including 17 SEALs, Team 6 members, was shot down by insurgents. It's the deadliest day in SEAL Team 6 history. Officially, a Taliban RPG took it down during a rescue mission. But Elliott's post, again via here, he goes like this. A fake distress call lured the team onto a slow Chinook. Usually, the SEALs would prefer fast Blackhawks. A Stinger missile traced to a CIA cache in Qatar brought it down. Military overwatch was ordered to stand down, and the crash was staged to appease bin Laden's allies demanding blood for his son's death. No even claims most survived the fall but were finished off in a firefight. Now, the evidence is thin. The official report cites an RPG, not a Stinger, and no stand-down order was documented. But the timing post-Bin Laden raid raises eyebrows. And here's the September 11th link again. The attack happened just over 2 months before the 10th anniversary of 9/11. Elliott suggests this was part of a sacrificial pattern, with lives offered to maintain the deep state narrative. Historically, September 11th sacrifice vibe isn't new. Beyond the 2001's 2,977 deaths considered 9/11/1297, when Scottish forces won at Stirling Bridge, or 9/11/1609, when Hudson claimed New York for the Dutch. Conspiracy theorists argue that the dates align with power shifts, with sacrifices, whether soldiers or civilians, intended for elite cabals or even metaphysical entities. Some people on Twitter tie this to an occult symbolism, like the number 11. Now, it's a stretch, maybe, but the patterns are eerie. Next, we'll connect this to Benghazi, where the conspiracy allegedly peaks. But we're going to take another commercial. I like to get these out of the way. You know how I do. So take a breather and stick around, and we'll be right back after this. All right, guys, we're going to talk about ALP, my new addiction, as my wife says. Craving a cleaner, smokeless nicotine experience? Discover ALP nicotine pouches, the ultimate way to enjoy bold flavors and lasting satisfaction anytime, anywhere. With ALP, you get premium tobacco-free pouches in refreshing mint, wintergreen, sweet nectar, and tropical fruit flavors. Available in 3, 6, and 9 milligram strengths, discreet, moist, and packed with quality. ALP pouches fit your lifestyle, whether you're at work, on the go, chilling out, or doing a podcast, drinking some whiskey. Right now, new customers can save 10% on their first order at outpouch.com. That's right, just go to outpouch.com/DTOM, grab your favorite flavor starting at just $24.95. Now you're thinking, I can get Zen at the store for $6. Right, bro, listen, Zen is 15 in a pack, right? This is 20. You can read right here. If you're watching this on Rumble and DontTreadonMericaTV, you see that 20, right? And $24.95 is 5 of those. So you get a sleeve. Let's see, I got some. Well, they're open. You get a sleeve. There's 4 in here. I'm opened it. You know, you can tell. I use these. But you get 5 of those for $25. That's $5 a pop. Plus you're getting 5 extra. It's a good deal, guys. And actually, if you go to the website, outpatch.com/DTOM, some areas you can get that day. You can get within that day shipping, depending on where you live. I don't live with that luxury, but it can happen. But even if you're not, you can get it in a day or two. So anyway, so enjoy the smokeless revolution. Don't miss out. Stock up on ALP nicotine pouches. Save 10%. Go to outpouch.com/DTOM. Order now for a fresher, better time. We'll be back in just a second, guys. Hang tight. All right, we're back. Diving into the Benghazi attacks of September 11th, 2012. Exactly 11 years, 11 again, after 9/11. 4 Americans, including Ambassador Chris Stevens, died when militants stormed the U.S. consulate. Officially, it was a spontaneous assault by Ansar al-Sharia, worsened by security failures. But Elliott's Post claims it was a deliberate stand-down to erase witnesses to a CIA operation arming Syrian rebels, including Al-Qaeda and ISIS, via Benghazi under Operation Timber Sycamore. Now, the interesting thing, and the reason I'm bringing this up, the reason we're talking about this is this post was interesting to me. Benghazi never stuck well for me, because if you guys recall, the initial theory was that this all happened, if you guys remember, Hillary Clinton said this happened because of a YouTube video post of some sort. You remember that? And it pissed off the people in the neighborhood, and that's what happened. The theory is that Hillary Clinton oversaw a covert weapons program, shipping Stinger missiles from Libya to Syria when Extradition 17's missiles was traced back. The Benghazi staff, who knew too much, had to be eliminated. Judicial Watch docs show the administration knew of the attack 10 days prior, yet did nothing. Nick No alleges audio evidence from whistleblower Alan Parrott proves this, tying it to the Bin Laden and Extortion 17 cover-ups. So you have to think. The reason this is starting to gain traction again is because of Tulsi Gabbard. And part of the reason, so if you recall, and there was a big back and forth between her and Hillary Clinton, and they called her a Putin asset and Assad puppet and Syrian this and that and the other thing, right? And as we have become well aware, and now I've been doing this show for 4.5 years, and I'll be honest with you, prior to that, a lot of things pissed me off, but I never really dug into things like I do now. And I've never liked Hillary Clinton. There's always been something about her that's rubbed me the wrong way. I don't give a shit that she's Democrat, I don't care. She's never set well with me. And we've come to realize that anytime, especially on the Democratic side, I'm not giving a pass to all Republicans by any stretch of the imagination, but when it comes to the Democrats at any level, generally, when they're accusing the other side, whoever that person, I won't even say the other side as in Republican or not, because she accused Tulsi Gabbard of this, who at the time was a Democratic colleague, essentially, right? But generally, when these people accuse their, we'll just use the word enemy, of whatever the atrocity is, it's usually because they're doing it themselves. And I'll just give you a quick example. Think to your personal life. Whether you or your wife or you have a friend, and let's say they're cheating on their wife or they're cheating on their husband. A lot of times you see where that person, the other person, okay, I don't want to say it like this because I'm not doing this and I love my wife and I would never do anything to hurt her. But let's just hypothetically say that Joe is cheating on his wife. Well, Joe's cheating on his wife, and I'm not talking about Biden, I'm just using a figment of Joe, who is, well, anyway, is cheating on his wife. You see half the time when they're arguing about something, Joe then accuses his wife of cheating on him. And it's because he feels some sort of guilt and he's trying to make her the bad guy. That's usually what happens here. If you think back to all of this, you put all this together, and you look at the dates, the times, the countries that were involved. Well, what happened prior to this? Gaddafi was killed, right? Then that allowed for the transfer of these weapons to Syria. which, oh, by the way, I thought Tulsi Gabbard was a Syrian Assad puppet. But was it really her, or was it Clinton? So, the September 11th connection is stark. Elliot and Twitter users see it as the third act of a sacrificial trilogy, with lives offered to protect the deep state's agenda. Historically, 9/11/1777 saw the Battle of Brandywine, a costly loss for the colonists. The pattern suggests sacrifices align with geopolitical resets, intended, some say, for elite power brokers or even darker forces. WikiLeaks emails and Tulsi Gabbard's deep state critiques fuel this, though evidence remains circumstantial. But I think the reason this is starting to gain traction again is during Tulsi Gabbard's nomination, her whatever it's called, when the Senate grills the person that's being, I can't think of the word. I'm still thinking about my computer. I got a headache and I'm pissed off anyway. Nomination ceremony, whatever. She brings up a lot of Clinton and Obama things. Now, a lot of the stuff we're hearing publicly isn't about this. It's about the Russiagate and Obama. They spied on the Trump campaign and all that shit. Now, personally, I don't give a shit. I mean, in all honesty, that's water under the bridge. Whether they were, they weren't, more likely they were, what does it matter? I think, in my opinion, that is the public awareness of them actually going after these people. But the fact that Tulsi Gabbard being in the position she is in scares the piss out of these people. And the ironic thing about it is they can throw Obama's name around all day long. In the grand scheme of things, it's not really going to matter. The interesting thing is the other people that are involved. Clinton, Brennan, so on and so forth, Jake Sullivan. Those are the people that stand to lose big here, because they're all being named in these documents. And I guess in the grand scheme of things, you could say, what does it matter? We could do the Hillary Clinton. What does it matter anyway? But the thing is about this is, I feel like the Trump administration, there's too many people in the Trump administration, including Trump himself, who have been wronged by the Obama-Biden / Biden-Harris administrations, that they're just looking for payback right now. But let's pause right now. Official investigations found no stand-down order or arms pipeline, but the date's reputation begs questions. Who benefits? Elites consolidating control? Or, as some speculate, a ritual for occult powers? And we'll unpack that here next after our last and final commercial break. So stick. We're almost there, folks, so please stay with us. Hang tight. We'll be right back. All right, guys, power up. It's power up time with Dubby Energy. Get ready to boost your focus and energy with Dubby's clean, crash-free energy drinks. Perfect for gamers and anyone needing a quick pick-me-up. Use promo code DTOM at checkout and score 10% off your order. Go to dubby.gg. Okay? No .com, .gg. Don't miss out. Grab your Dubby Energy now and level up your game. Dubby Energy, DTOM. Guys, I made it easy. That GG confused you. Just click the link. It's on the podcast app and what you're listening to this on. We'll be right back. All right, guys. The September 11th sacrifice. Who and why? So, we're in the home stretch right now. Exploring why September 11th feels like a day of mass sacrifice and to whom it's intended. Across the Bin Laden's raids aftermath, Extortion 17 and Benghazi, this date or its proximity marks loss of life amid power shifts. Historically, from 1297 to 2001, battles and coups align with it. Numerologists on X Twitter 9 + 1 + 1 = 11, a number tied to mystery in occult circles. The who behind the sacrifice varies. Mainstream takes point to governments, Obama's administration, Clinton, the CIA, sacrificing lives for political gain or war justification. Conspiracy theorists push further. A global elite like the Rockefellers, or a shadow cabal using 9/11 as a ritual. Some even invoke ancient gods or Masonic symbolisms, though that is speculative. But think back to 9/11. So, some would say that was a defining moment in Bush's administration, and then the invasion of Iraq, for whatever reason, afterwards. And we've done shows on 9/11, so I'm not sitting here to re-evaluate that story. You guys know how I feel about 9/11. But nonetheless, whether the theory or the story that we were told is true or not, more than likely, helped, the reaction afterwards is what helped Bush gain re-election. Fast forward to Obama. The killing, allegedly, of Osama bin Laden helped Obama get reelected. And then Hillary Clinton was hoping to use that to gain election. It didn't work, but I think the thing that rubs me the wrong way is this. In the history of Navy SEALs, okay, of whatever team, okay, there's many people that don't realize who was or is a Navy SEAL. Barring any symbols that they wear, any medals or any things that they wear, the trident and stuff like that. You don't know. Your average Navy SEAL doesn't let it be known. If you ever have met a Navy SEAL, usually they tell you they were in the Navy. They don't specify what they did. And the reason that is because they were involved in a lot of top secret missions. And knowing the things that they know and the things that they did could surely get them killed. Because especially in this country, now as crazy as this sounds, maybe it won't to you guys, but we live in a country with a lot of nationalities. There's a lot of people that just are randomly here, for better or for worse, that came from these areas. And not to sound stupid or anything, but think of the movie. Remember, what was it? The Zohan, whatever it was called. Remember the Zohan, or whatever it's called. And I know it's a comedy, whatever. But just think of a part in the movie. Rob Schneider's character, Adam Sandler's character, the Zohan, right, took his goat, whatever, and he vowed revenge for his goat, right? And it's a similar situation. You could simply have a person working in this country, wanting to leave the old country behind and be a taxi driver or a convenience store owner or whatever, a doctor, I don't know, and stumble upon a person that maybe did injustice in their village, in their neighborhood, in their country, whatever, killed a relative of theirs, or stole their goat for that matter. And maybe they've put it behind them. They're living in America, they're trying to make it a better life for themselves, but come across that person. What do you think would happen? Now, I flash back to like Rob O'Neill, for example. and some of these other Navy SEALs who have made money profiting off of the things they did. Most of the people from that SEAL Team 6 operation are dead, whether they were killed on this Extortion 17 or they committed suicide. But yet you have Rob O'Neill out there all the time talking about how he killed bin Laden and how he did this and how he did that. So I'm not going to sit here and call him a liar, but if, capital I, capital F, if it is a lie, and as the theory goes, they killed his son. Now, Rob O'Neill will tell the story that when they breached the house, there was bin Laden, his 2-year-old son, and his wife. They killed bin Laden in front of the child and the wife, and Rob, feels guilty, and I feel bad because I have kids, and da-da-da-da-da. But the theory suggests that maybe they killed his older son, okay? Now, his older son is named Bob Johnson. No, his older son is Hamza bin Laden. Now, this is something that you guys probably, I'm not saying you don't know, but you might not know because it was a blurb on the nightly news back in 2019.
One official tells CBS News Osama bin Laden's son Hamza is believed to have been killed in a military operation, although he was not the target of the operation and was not even known to be at that location. Sometime later, officials say U.S. intelligence monitored conversations among al-Qaeda members about whether they should try to keep Hamza's death a secret or acknowledge it and celebrate him as a martyr. It is not clear when or where the operation took place, although Hamza was reported to be in either Pakistan or Afghanistan. President Trump brushed aside questions.
I don't want to comment on it.
Letters captured in the 2011 raid, which killed Osama bin Laden,
allegedly,
indicate he was grooming Hamza to succeed him as leader of al-Qaeda.
So, the theory is suggested that, or the story as we are told, is that Osama, I keep on wanting to say Obama, Osama was killed. Osama bin Laden. And the only way they identified him is through DNA, right? Well, if the theory is true, and the son was killed, the DNA would be similar, correct? And then they could have whisked away Osama bin Laden to be a CIA asset, which is what the theory is suggesting. It's a stretch. I get it. But then you hear that report that was from 2019 when Trump was president before. He didn't want to talk about it. But story, as I just played, we don't know when or where this took place. So what if that story just happened to come out because it would align with the sacrifices? If you recall what I read earlier about these Benghazi Extortion 17 were blood sacrifices for the death of the son. Well, why would you need, because Extortion 17 and Benghazi happened before 2019, why would you need blood sacrifices for the death of the son if the son didn't die until 2019? So it's almost like they tell you, but then they forget what their lie is. They lie so much they don't know what the truth is. And that's where we get to the why. Sacrifices to maintain narratives or appease allies like Iran or Saudi Arabia, as Elliott suggests, with a $1.7 billion payoff, or its psychological continuing us to accept the loss on this date. Without hard proof, it's a hypothesis. But the patterns persist that we demand. But the patterns persist demands we ask. So, what's the truth? We don't know. And we'll never know. This is just a theory, okay? The conspiracy lacks solid evidence. Official reports debunk the claims, yet public distrust fueled by WikiLeaks and hearings keeps it alive. And the interesting thing is, you think about WikiLeaks, Julian Assange. Why was he such an enemy to the state? Because he was leaking this type of information out. And it's not that the information's obviously out there for us to find, but God forbid we actually know the truth. Now, my opinion on this is, if Trump knew in 2019 the story, why didn't it come out then? Chances are he could have won re-election. Now, I have a theory on why he didn't, and I feel like he felt like he had to lose to Biden. Not because he wanted to, and not because they needed Biden to be president, but in all honesty, I think they knew the economy was going to take a shit, no matter who the president was. And it was an easy way. Because think about all the stuff that's coming out now under the Trump presidency about the Obama presidency. Stuff that happened 6 years ago. And like I said earlier, what does it matter? You're not going to be able to convict Obama, per se, because presidential immunity. He could have brought all this up in 2019. Surely they knew. Or we could argue, well, the deep state was hiding. Okay, maybe. But the interesting thing is now it's coming out. And the thing that is driving me to my next show is the Epstein situation. We're getting thrown all this shit about stuff that happened 5, 6, 7 years ago, and no one's talking about Epstein, conveniently enough. But, so what's my take on all this? Question everything, but verify, guys. Check the Twitter X post, dig into sources like Judicial Watch, and decide for yourself. And the truth is out there. Wait, that's X-Files? That's X-Files. The truth is out there, guys. We just gotta want to find it. So, thanks for joining me in this journey. Hit me up on the Twitter X machine at DTOM Podcast 1776 with your thoughts. And if you're not on Twitter, that's fine. You can find me on any of the social media platforms. Don't Tread on America. Search it. I'm there. If you want to email me, you can hit me up, Donq at DontTreadonMerica.com. And if you want to just go to the website, DontTreadonMerica.com, guys, you can go to all the links from there. The links are also on the podcast app in which you're listening to this on, which I encourage you to please subscribe to the show. If you're listening to this on Apple or Spotify, please give me a rating, preferably a 5-star. If you're not going to give me a 5-star, don't leave a rating. It doesn't hurt you to leave me a 5-star, though. Other than that, guys, have a fantastic day. And, don't forget, we got the DTOM Store out there. Go to the DTOM Store if you want some Don't Tread on America merch. I don't take a profit from that. I give anything I get from there to Tunnels and Towers. So please, because Tunnels and Towers is a legitimate organization that helps the victims of 9/11. Whatever story you want to believe in 9/11, there was actually victims. So please help me, help you, help them. Get you a t-shirt, get you some swag, whatever. And let's help them out, guys. Till next time, have a great day, and I'll talk to you again on Friday. See you later. Peace.